Hey, my beautiful souls, my Scorpio-Sagittarius Cusps. Buckle up, this week energy is wild. The moon is dancing through Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Mercury goes retrograde right as the last quarter moon hits, bringing truth, choices, second chances. Spirit's definitely got a message for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into a Celtic cross and see what does Spirit want you to know right now. Yeah, so beautiful souls, hit that love button. Go ahead and hit that love button. Let me know perhaps where are you watching from. Would you like me to also continue doing the cusps readings? Sorry, I felt the call to move those around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Maybe something you weren't sure how to put it, or you put something in a certain way and then all of a sudden you changed your mind about something. But yeah, let's dive into the present. Let me know if that is energy that is happening. All right. 7 of Cups, choices, illusions, overwhelming. Yeah, Baba says, yeah, choices, illusions, overwhelming. And you saw how the cards, right? Okay, I'm just going to pause for a second. Sorry about that. I had to pause and sort Bella out. Where were we? 7 of Cups. This is your presence that's happening this week, right? Choices, right? I was on choices, but it could also be illusions, maybe feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Right, so, and I'm repeating myself, right. You feel maybe mentally all over the place right now, okay? Like everything is pulling your attention all at once. Like, with the moon in dreamy Pisces that happened earlier this week, and also we having Mercury that is stationed retrograde in Leo. So spirits maybe like showing you that, not all the glitters is gold. So you being asked to perhaps pause, feel into your choices and listen to your gut before moving. Right. Yeah, and yeah, we also had the moon that shifted. So in the beginning of this week, we having that Mercury retrograde shadow, and the moon has been shifting from Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and then I think towards the end of the week as well into Gemini. All right. So let's have a look at the challenge. The wheel. Fate, change, karmic cycles. That is normally the theme here. Fate is turning, right? But the challenge is going to be you trusting the process. So like this week, right? Chiron squares, Chiron is squaring, and it's going to bring up maybe old wounds, especially maybe around your confidence, maybe also your identity, and maybe you want to control the outcome. All right. But sometimes we can't, not everything can be controlled. We have to flow with it. Yes, we put action into place, but at the same time we cannot control everything. So spirit is like coming through just to say surrender to the spin of the wheel. All right. So, and then also what is meant for you will align naturally. Okay, even if it comes through maybe a surprising twist. All right. And yeah, because the sun is squaring Chiron, that happening the 16th and the 19th. And then we're also having that last quarter moon in Aries around the 18th as well. All right. So Spirit's just saying, go with the flow. All right. Now, looking at the root of everything here. Oh, wow. Nice. I love this. Nine of Cups. Like, Nine of Cups is what? Deep desire, emotional fulfillment, wish fulfillment. So I think at the root of everything, deep down, your soul is craving peace and emotional satisfaction. All right. This isn't also just about that surface level goals, right? It's like your heart saying, I want more meaning, more magic. All right. And this is perfect with that, like Neptune retrograde that is like maybe pulling you inward, asking, what does true joy look like to you, and perhaps not always what others expect. Yeah, because I mean, we have Neptune retrograde in Aries, and also we had Pisces, the moon in Pisces in the beginning of the week. And also we have having a new moon next week in Leo. Looking at the past, we have the Magician. So Magician theme here is like personal power, manifestation, alright? So I feel like in the recent past, not so far away, or maybe it could be, maybe you stepping into your power, claiming your vision, calling in your manifestations. You've been planting the seeds, working on them, calling them in. But I feel now the energy is shifting, and Spirit's just acknowledging what you've tried to create and is gently asking you perhaps to check in. Okay, was it coming from a higher self, or is it from a place of trying to prove something? Maybe, this actually quite ties well with that recent full moon. And I spoke about the recent full moon as well, which was in Capricorn, all right? And even the Pluto energy from earlier in the month in July, all right? So looking at the conscious, Five of Cups, grief, focusing on loss, emotional reflection. Maybe you might have been focusing on what's missing. Maybe you currently are focusing on what's missing. Maybe it was a mischance, something that didn't turn out how you had hoped. And the Sun Chiron square that's happening is really lighting up those emotional bruises, right? But here's the truth. Spirit's like just saying gently, turn your head to that one cup, or perhaps on the traditional tarot it's 2 cups, right? But I like this one because it's like got that rainbow theme in that one cup. So this one cup is special. So look at that one cup that is still standing, or if you want to say 2 cups, yeah. And remember, but the point is that not always lost, all right? That you're not broken and you're not growing. You are growing, not growing, okay? Maybe you feel like you're not growing, okay? But you are growing, all right? You're not broken, all right? And this is all emotional in your conscious. Okay, having a look at the near future. 4 of Cups. Now, empathy, emotional re-evaluation. So I think, as Mercury goes retrograde, I think you may start feeling a bit emotionally checked out. Or maybe offers or options may come in, all right? But you might feel a little bit numb or unsure about what happened in the past, okay? Now, with the moon in Taurus that's grounding things out, Spirit's also coming through to invite you maybe just to slow down. Also, don't ignore what is being offered out of fear or fatigue, all right? If you need to rest, rest. And reassess and just receive, all right? That I feel is the theme for your near future is rest, reassess, and then receive. So, right, let's have a look at where you are currently. The Tower. Makes sense, right? Internal breakdown, awakening. So maybe right now you feel like your inner world might be shaking, okay? And like honestly, this is a sacred thing, right? You clearing out things that no longer aligns, and even with Saturn and Neptune that's retrograde in Aries, right? This is like a total identity reset. Let's not forget about also Gemini. Uranus went into Gemini, okay? I mean, that itself is also like a identity reset, right? You're going to be moving down that path in the next 7 years or so, all right? Your path is changing, things that you were doing. And then also, again, it depends on where your chart is. You need to look at where's Gemini in your chart to see how it's going to affect you. So Also, just remember that you're not who you used to be, and this breakdown that may be happening is part of that breakthrough that is coming through. All right. The environment we have is the Eight of Pentacles. So you have been working hard, focusing on mastery. All right. Like maybe, okay, that's the energy of the card. Hard work, and maybe others that are focused on mastery, because this is the environment. This is not you. This is around you, what's happening. So the energy that I'm getting is people around you may be caught up in their own routines and goals, all right? So the vibe is very practical, it's focused, maybe even a little bit detached. And Spirit's just coming through. Don't take anything personally. You know, people, folks, they are busy also trying to build something. But also, this is a sign that you're not alone in your hustle, all right? Most of us are currently hustling right now, all right, in our crafts, in what we're doing. Most of us have had this tower, this breakthroughs, and yeah, Spirit is coming through. Keep showing up for what matters. So let's have a look at your hopes and your fears. I like this. Six of Wands, recognition, success. Though it could be a fear of being seen, all right? If it's a fear. So, you want to be seen most probably, maybe appreciated or celebrated in whatever area of your life. You know, everybody's situations are different. But perhaps it scares you a little bit as a fear. And Mercury retrograde in Leo can maybe just stir up some old fears of not maybe being enough or maybe being too much. And Spirit's like saying you're ready to step up into the spotlight in your own unique way. All right. And Spirit's also saying don't dim your fire out of fear. Now let's have a look at the outcome. Six of Swords. Transition, healing journey. I think that you moving through a healing gateway. All right. Because the Six of Swords is, it's like it's time to leave the past behind, mentally and emotionally. And you know, even at the end of this week, the moon's entering Gemini, okay? And then the sun is also wrapping up in Chiron's lessons. So you'll definitely finally be getting clarity on something. Smoother waters definitely lie ahead, even if the path is still a bit maybe foamy, a bit wavy, a bit rocky. But I think that you definitely by end of this week, going into next week, you're gonna be moving into smoother waters. Smoother waters lie ahead. All right. So let me know, beautiful souls, if this message resonated. Perhaps you can drop a fire emoji or like a Scorpio emoji in the comments. My Scorpio Sag fam. And just remember that your story is not over and it's just you are entering a powerful new chapter. Alright. Let me know in the comments how it resonated. Remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you feel called to. If you would like me to continue doing these cusps readings, let me know. And I will see you in the next one. I'm sending you so much love and light.